Hello, everybody. Hail and Merry Meet, everybody. It's MicheleMarieDalene. And let me finish the above here. We're going to talk to you. We still have the tree up, by the way. It's just that we have the tree off camera right now. It's still on. It's still lit. So what are we going to cover today? Well, let's talk about the day. Today was kind of a regular day. I actually, for some reason, got up at 6:15 a.m. I didn't do a lot at first. Watching a few videos before I went live at 10. And we covered a lot of different things about the world and things like that. Likewise, tonight on Blazing Leo's channel, we went into a variety of topics, some of them more deeply than others. But honestly, I really can't do more than 2 hours of panel at a time because it's just too much for me. Even though it was a good panel, so it was less stress, but still, I'm not used to being on that long. But, Sunday is going to be the warmest day for a while. We're going to get into some really cold temperatures. And so that means that people are going to be rightfully asking questions about what are we going to do with the weather. As we have cold Arctic air coming down from Canada, that's already is settled in place in the Midwest of the United States, with the colder temperatures still coming to the East Coast. We're going to start seeing the cold on Monday. I have a doctor's appointment at 3 o'clock on Monday. Now, you'll notice I'm wearing a different dress and a sweater. Well, because it's only going to be minus 2 degrees Celsius. I don't know if it's going to be windy. We're going to have a dress on underneath. This dress on. We're going to have leggings on underneath here too. Then a skirt over the top. Because I have to walk to the doctor's appointment because it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So I have to dress warmly because we don't know if it's going to be windy. And if it is windy, that means it's more important to be warm because the wind will blow the heat out of your mouth. There's a slight insulating layer between you and the elements in your body. And it's something like anywhere from maybe about 5 millimeters. It's about this much, depending on what part of the body. Yeah, and because of that, and I want to make sure I keep warm because I have to walk to the doctor. So we're going with my jacket, obviously, my gloves, and everything to make sure that I am dressed as warmly as can be. And it's good that we chose that day instead of later in the week because it's going to be colder later on in the week. Temperature's down to about minus 10, and I was like, okay, I'm not going to go out in minus 10. But when I made the appointment, it was a little bit warmer, although we didn't know what we were going to have for the Martin Luther King Day. And I said to the doctor, the office said, are you open on Martin Luther King Day? They said, yes. I said, so you're open on the 15th? She said, yes, we're open for the 15th. I said, okay. What time? 3 o'clock? She said, I can do 3. So this is like a wellness evaluation that my insurance company wants us to do every year. So then, and about a week or two later, I got to go back again with my medical doctor to discuss my lab results to see if they're okay. And I have been working on changing my eating habits a bit. And I'm really, really, really craving chocolate right now. And I have none. I have vanilla pudding, but I have to watch the milk because I don't have a lot of milk left. So I drink a lot of milk for my calcium and my vitamin D3. And of course, I take a multivitamin daily supplement every day to keep healthy. And that has had positive impact. I had to cut back on the Celebrex because it turns out that Celebrex is bad for your hearing because there's an NSAID that's ototoxic and increases the concern of tinnitus and hearing loss. So I'm going to be talking to my doctor when I see her, and we're going to make some medication changes to help reduce the risk of hearing loss and see how we're doing in our baseline in the lab results because it's all for the lab work. So I'm really looking forward to see how it's going to go. But I also, as you can see, have found a way to finally get my ears to stay straight up. It turns out that while I was doing my right ear in a way that was causing them to stay up, I messed up on the left ear, and so the ear with left ear would go like this. And now I found a way to get it straight up, so it's just a great thing. And so it makes these ears wearable. Which is good. Also, the channel's doing good too. We are seeing growth in this channel. We're seeing new people coming to this channel, and returning people are coming back to the channel. For example, I was on Blazing Leos tonight, and I talked to Forever Consciousness, and he was happy to hear that I'm doing okay. He said he had not been watching my channel at all. And I said, well, you should come by and take a look at it. It's not as crazy as it used to be. It's much more environmentally friendly to people. So hopefully he'll come back and check out the channel. And we'll see if we can get him back. We're still trying to promote the Patreon page. Right now, lately, the Patreon page has mostly been featuring a lot of the content from Silvermoon Radio, but we do have planned to add other shows to the Patreon page as well. That's a good thing. So I would say anybody who's interested in seeing the shows is on Patreon. Please do come. A lot of stuff that was on Kick is on Patreon because they can't be on YouTube because of copyright. And so if you are a member of YouTube, unfortunately, you're not automatically a member of Patreon. So it just kind of means that you have to have two memberships. One is because that's where all the content for Kick is. The other one is because that's where the content from YouTube is on. So we are trying to expand the Patreon programs. So please do check it out. www.patreon.com/BICHELA. We have memberships as cheap as $1. We have memberships from $1, $5, $35, and $50. I don't think most people are going to go for $35 and $50, but I would say in the near future it's going to be a thing. I hope to see more people check out the Patreon page. Now, did you want to say something? Yeah, I just wanted to let everybody know that I also want to try to focus on content on my channel too. You know as well as I do that there's a lot of stuff going on the spiritual level. And I would like to see more people come to the channel and check it out. Yeah. But right now I haven't really done much on my channel since Michelle and I started live streaming her morning show. And so I did a video just recently on my channel. And I think we should try to talk about the new energies that are coming in. Michelle did discuss it. I'm going to take a turn to talk about it. As we all know, this earth is stuck in a rut. Savannah Swinburner, what she said, and Michelle knows from talking about from Shadowlands, is Earth. This planet is a prison. At least that's the way that negative entities have turned it. The Earth was designed to be a tough environment to help encourage spiritual growth. But unfortunately, the negative entities decided to use it to exploit the people on Earth and keep them stuck in it, then pigeonholed into that environment. And now we are seeing that the spiritual positive entities from the Palladians and others are trying to bring the light workers, like Michelle is a light worker. She's a Pleiadian star child, and I don't know if I am or not. Mother God said no, so I'll take it from there. But the fact of the matter is that there is a plan to raise the Earth's vibration. And negative entities have known about this for a long time. And they don't like it. So they're trying to raise as much chaos as they can. I don't know why they're doing that, if it's necessarily to try to get people to disillusion, thinking that the two new changes are not coming. I'll tell you, they're coming. Let's talk about something maybe a little bit more exciting, if I can. We've talked about us ascending to the other side. What about our pets? Well, theoretically speaking, your pets are, in many ways, already a more higher energy vibration than we are. And the sad truth is they will cross over to the other side, just like Fluffy did, just like your cat Morris did, just like your cat Tiger did, just like all of our pets will ascend to the other side. I think there's a few exemptions, but I don't know exactly which ones. Melissa said that she's just said to be insects generally will not ascend. At least most won't. Okay. There's no reason. The insects are kind of like, or meant to be food for the other creatures. As you know, no one likes houseflies. No one likes mosquitoes. No one likes cockroaches. For example, no one likes wasps. No one likes hornets. No one likes bees. Except we love their honey. We love honey. So maybe the honeybee may be resurrected. I don't know. But a lot of insects that are definitely pests are probably not going to ascend. But I don't know which one specifically. So, but the higher level life forms, such as the vertebrates, cats, dogs, horses, chimpanzees, gorillas, orangutans, tigers, lions, and many reptiles will ascend to the other side when they pass on. So if you have any one of those pets, you'll see them when you go home. And that's the thing that a lot of kids ask. A lot of times their pastor or the priest of their church is, "Well, did I see my dog or my cat in heaven?" And it's a mystery that most pastors saying that God has special heavens for them. No, they don't. Not domesticated animals anyway. I mean, house cats, house dogs. No, they will be with us. Maybe you might see the lions and the tigers. Might be more over animal preserves where they can do their favorite hunt. But our pets that have been with us will be with us. Very interesting. Yeah. So, you think because of the fact that they don't have to ascend, they don't have to necessarily reach 5D energy because they already are 5D. Do you think they just comes to Earth to be like our helpers, our guardians? Yeah, I think it's more that they want us to help us to ascend. If that makes any sense, because I think there's no reason they need to be here. They can reincarnate. The question is, do they? I don't know. I mean, it's possible, but do they choose to reincarnate? I don't know. Well, are they part of our soul tribe? Yeah, I say that there's definitely some beloved animals in our soul tribe. So that tends to be with us in multiple lives. So yes, I think it's possible cats and dogs and other pets do reincarnate with us. Not always, but I think it's because their lives are already higher vibrations. They really don't need to be here for the same reasons that we come here. We come here to learn and grow. They've already mastered that at their own levels. So I think they come because they want to be with us. I think that's why they come here. Is that their spirits resonate with our spirits in a positive way. So they come here to help us feel more comfortable given the hardships that are going on. Yeah. And I think that's something that, what about animals that we eat for food? Livestock. Right, cows, chickens, pigs. Yeah, they ascend. And they instinctually know that they are coming here to feed the human. And they know that's needed because without energy, spiritual energy of the anima, we will not survive. What about plants? I don't know if plants ascend. I never heard of a plant ascending. So I say plants just without any further information. I would say probably not. I could be wrong. I could be right. But let's just say is the jury's out on that one. Okay, so we don't know about plants. Right. What about when we talk about the other side? We talk about Silvermoon a lot. Yes, we do. Well, first of all, if you choose to incarnate on another planet and another dimensional plane, you can certainly do that. Earth is not the only planet you can incarnate on. So you're not limited to just Earth. You can go to any planet. and learn your lessons there. For some reason, people choose Earth University because it's a hard course, and it's definitely an accelerated course where you have to deal with some really hard things that some of the other life's experiences don't have to deal with. Is this the only 3D planet in the system, the universe? I don't think it's the only one. I think there might be more than just Earth. But majority of the planets are 5D and 6D. So there's a lot of energy in 5D and 6D where you're lighter. Yeah, your spirit body is lighter. You're not feeling its way down. And so, but it takes longer to evolve on the other planets that are 5D. Because remember, in order to become a well-rounded citizen of the cosmos, it takes a lot of time. Why do we need to become well-rounded? Because some people are just like little children that have to go to school to learn things that are important for their development. And so Earth was created by Mother and Father God to be that primary school that people can come to learn their lessons, even though it's a hard planet. For many people, it is where they choose to go in their lives. What do you think is going to happen when the Earth finally, when all the light workers, including me, begin the process of encouraging the new energies, the 5D energies come into Earth? Well, I think that you're going to see is what happened to you. There was a lot of ridicule. There's a lot of people that were laughing behind your back. But when you think about it, they really were laughing at their own stupidity. And they were laughing at the fact is that you believed in something that they do not. And yeah, I think the sad truth is that for them, it seems too incredible to believe that there is a loving Mother and Father God that want to bring people into a spiritual, higher level consciousness. Do you think that the writings, the texts that are given by Yahweh to the Israelites / Israelis was correct? And only one set of scriptures that only applies to everybody? No. Yes, I think that there's a common thread in many of the doctrines that were shared by many faith systems, and also regional differences. And I think the same true even now when you look at the teachings of Jesus and the way versus the teachings of Father Yahweh to these members of the Jewish community. Now, Jesus was a Jew, and he was an educated Jew, and he was highly respected among his people, the way. That's what we call this organization. He didn't call himself a Christian. They called themselves the Way. From his statement, he says, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one gets to the Father but through me. Which, in its own way, is kind of sacrilegious. Especially because in some communities, in some of the Parthenons, you don't get that impression that you have to believe in Jesus. But there is, especially in Eastern mysticism, there's another concept that we can become elevated through things like yoga, transcendental meditation, astral travel, astral projections. And So the first thing is that Jesus' way is not the only way. And so I think the sad truth is that it has created kind of made a problem with the community. Is the many people who have adopted Jesus' way corrupted the message over and over again. And now people don't know the real Jesus. They don't really know enough of what he was teaching. And so we're starting to see now, as they're finding things like the Dead Sea Scrolls and among other documents have been recovered, that the books of the canonized Bible was just canonized by St. Constantine of Rome, were just a small smidge of the documents out there. But it wasn't like St. Constantine was trying to, disrespectfully not put all the books in the Bible. He wanted something that his people could carry with them. And so he felt that out of the books of the New Testament, that there would be only so much room for so many, because people had to carry them. And so the Romans, as you know, started creating bound books. And bound books meant that now you have something that's flat that you can carry with you, which made things a lot easier. Very interesting point. I've also noticed is that there's a lot of people now that have been looking at what's going on in the world and saying is something's got to give. Well, something's gonna give. We already know this, and I know this, but maybe the average person doesn't know. It started out, around 2007, 2008, starting with the fall of the economy of the recession, the Great Recession that happened here in the United States, was the first of many steps for the changes of the environment of Earth. And that was a major event when the Lehman Brothers crashed. And then in 2012, people started becoming aware, but kind of misunderstood what the Mayans were talking about with the calendar. And I know that it was not representing necessarily a physical change at that point, but a mental change. Yeah. And now as we see almost like a quickening of events, now we're getting into the physical changes. So we're starting to see them. In fact, even Jesus talked about the end days. So we're seeing everything that Jesus talked about, and the corruption of the government, and the debauchery being done is one of the major signs of the new changes to energy. And some people are not ready for it. And so, as I said before, as you know, the negative entities want to keep pushing their agenda of control. Because control to them is good. They feel good when they control you. When they control you, then they want to take away your rights and enslave you. That means that they have control. And as long as they have control, they feel good. But the problem is, it's addictive power. And so they want more and more of it. Even if it means taking more and more of your rights away. However, the Pleiadians don't want to see that happen anymore. They want to, again, help raise the Earth's vibrations to 5D or fifth dimensional plane or fifth density, because they know we need to see this. It's time for planets like Earth to ascend to the higher plane. Okay? And the thing is, what do the people Earth need to do? Keep an open mind. And embrace the energies. It may not be easy to believe it, but you know and I know that if you don't embrace what's coming in a positive way, then you're going to be left behind. Not necessarily physically. Unlike the many gospel movies like Left Behind or The Rapture, it's not necessarily going to go that way. It's not that it can't go that way. But I think it's going to be kind of a combination of both. The people that are elevating spiritually already, including you and me, are ascending into the heavens to meet with Jesus and Father Yahweh, Mother God. Because we know, you and I work with Mother God directly, so we know, have a better idea what's going on. And the negative entities don't like that because they realize that their days are numbered. Which means for them to see us ascend is bad news. Yes. But there's a lot of good if we can embrace that's coming and not be submissive to the negative entities' pressure controls and their ways of manipulating us with their false information, but rather by embracing the truth, which is you will be free. Because you'll see the traps, the tricks, and then you'll go, I do not want to be part of that. Now, when we finally go home, we covered this before, but we know that we go through an intake process. Yes. And this intake process is where we go through and we look at the last life we lived, and us and our spirit, counselor staff and our spirit guides, it's Mother and Father God, Mother God, is going to be there where we say, okay, Michelle, you and Lumi have the same, she's both of her spirit guides. Here's the confusing thing, Michelle. I don't get this part, so please understand. I was Michelle's spirit guide before I incarnated with Michelle on this planet. So therefore, I would probably be with you as your spirit guide at first. Mother said, no, I won't be. She says she'd take care of the whole thing because it'll make it easier. Okay, so in other words, me and Michelle will be coming up there together, be free, separate entities. Yes. And we're going to go through our intake process is separately. Well, actually, we're going to go through the tunnel together, but we are going to go to separate tables, if you want to call them that, or we're going to go through our life charts individually, and then we'll be asked, questions about, well, did you feel looking at life chart, did you learn this lesson? Did you learn that lesson? Do you feel you would like to go back again? But Mother God said your soul contract is already up. Talking about Michelle's. Mine, Mom said it isn't over for me. I still have a soul contract. But even though I have a soul contract, I could still incarnate in another planet. I don't have to come here. And Michelle does want to go to a different planet. And so we're going to go back to a new place together as friends, not as conjoined twin souls, but rather as separate entities. And so when we write our new life chart plans, because we're going to incarnate on another planet, let's talk about how that works. Because everybody talks about the earthly level, so let's talk about this. since we want to go to another planet that we colloquially call Silvermoon, we write our life chart in our Earth-like other side branch office. Let's just call it branch office because it makes it a little easier to understand. Kind of like in defending your life. Okay, you have this place that is Earth-like, so that earthly people can feel comfortable there and they don't feel like they're in a strange environment, which for people who just passed away can be very disorienting, as it was for the man in the movie, right? So, while making it Earth-like, it makes it easier for them to kind of get, acquainted to the new place. Okay? Then, because we're going to incarnate on another planet, we already wrote a rough draft of our charts, but we're going to amend them. And Mother God is going to re-examine them. Now, when we go home, we're going to have a better idea what the life chart's going to be, because we'll have more of our mindset. We'll be able to look at where we've gone, what we got to do, what we got to learn, and so we're going to keep growing there. And then once we work it out and we discuss it, and she signs off on it, and Father God signs off on it, when we're ready, we go to, for lack of a better term, we go to the gate, just like an airplane terminal gate, where we are prepared for the next life. Okay, which would go to Silvermoon. So we would be turned into a very small spirit entity that would enter into a mother's womb and be born as a Silvermoon baby. And then from the Silvermoon baby, we grow up in Silvermoon. And we will live in Silvermoon for our lives. And then when we're done there, then we go ahead and when we die, we will go to the Silvermoon reception area, which is not necessarily going to be the same as the Earth one, because that's the easiest way for them to process that. Because we will not remember our earthly existence. We'll remember our Silvermoon existence. But once we cross through the tunnel, we will remember everything of all of our lives. Because our minds are infinite. And also, we can always go back to the Hall of the Akasha Records and look at, that's all access in the great library, as Michelle calls it, where we can look at all the history of all that was and what is and what will be. Okay? We can also go to our own Hall of Records where we can look up our own lives and see what we had been through and what we need to see. So it's a really interesting environment. It's very intellectually stimulating. Something Michelle loves is learning. So yes, for Michelle, it's a great thing. But it's a lot of information, a lot of new skills, a lot of new mindsets. Yes, it is. And Michelle is a good, smart person, and she's a beautiful person. And so, for her, she's an intelligentsia, this is like, oh my God, this is like for you. It's like someone gives you free reign to the biggest, most awesome, most complete, most detailed historical library ever. You're going to have access to all this information. Plus, like I said, once you have your life chart written for the other side, and you can go live there on those planets. If those who don't want to incarnate, you don't have to. But some people need the hands-on experience to understand what's going on. So that's why a lot of people incarnate, because they want the first-hand experience, which is big difference from the standard, classroom setting. And so the things we'll be living as new people and in new bodies that are properly sculpted and molded for the existence that we're entering. And Michelle has chosen not to take on any disabilities in this life coming up. She's going to have all of her faculties, and she's going to be focusing because she's already completed her soul contract. She doesn't have to keep going through to a life church. She wants to go to Silvermoon. She's already said, I want to go so bad, I can taste it. And so she's like, I'm going to go there. I'm going to have absolutely the best experience, new place. And Carmen Miranda wants to come too. Whitney Houston says she wants to come. Both Carmen Miranda and Whitney Houston want to go to a new place because they've been on Earth enough that they want to check out some other places. And so they're going to Silvermoon with us. But we don't have all the details of Silvermoon. That's what makes the journey fun, though, is that we don't know all the details. Right. And so we're just looking forward to that. Well, how do you think my channel can help with people to to elevate their energy level? By sharing what we know, even though it's not as much as some people would like to know, and watching the content of other channels and sharing their content here on this channel and on all your social media platforms like Kick and Patreon and YouTube. We have the power to keep helping people to ascend. Here's one thing that Michelle has said on YouTube, which I embrace. This is not going to cover the drama garbage that we see over and over again on YouTube. Michelle has said, I don't want that. We need to show positive energies and show video content for YouTube that embraces the positive. Yes, definitely. Well, guys, let me thank you very much. But I have to get some sleep soon. Yeah, we got tomorrow. Michelle is having Silvermoon Radio at 7 o'clock U.S. Eastern Time on Kick at www.kick.com/BICHELA. Then at 10 p.m. on Kick, we have the after show. And then all the older Silvermoon radio shows will be placed on Patreon at www.patreon.com/BICHELA. And so we're going to see more people are going to be able to embrace the music. And there are people that do love her content and the work that she's doing. And if you want to have fun, that's the place to go. Because we can't play music on YouTube because of the copyright. But we can do it over there in Kick, and that's why we do it there. Now, do you think, let me ask one more question. Do you think there's any piece of advice that you would give to anybody right now on Earth that is really, really important? Absolutely. The first thing is, not everybody's faith system is the same. And the most important thing to know is that one must respect another's viewpoint. Because we don't know everything that's going to happen to them. We don't know their life chart. We don't know where their viewpoint comes from. So we just need to be respectful of their viewpoint, even if it doesn't resonate with us. Because that's important. Right. Well, guys, I think me and Michelle have got to get some sleep. And I want to say thank you for watching this. And Monday morning, we'll cover this if anyone has questions and things like that. And then you're gonna do another show. Are you gonna do another night show and Kick on Friday? I'd say most likely. Okay, so we're gonna have a night show on Kick at 7:00 on Friday night. The Silvermoon movies should still be on Tuesday. I don't have anything yet for a movie. We'll find something. All right, guys. Want me to say those again? Why don't I do it first? Yeah, okay. May you always have a nice night. Get some sleep. See you on Monday morning. And let's be aware to be excellent to one another and party on, dude. You got that right. See you guys later. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, guys.